we've done a job that has potential to get us another 200 jobs. So this one's a bit different. We've never done work for this type of chain before, nor have I been approached in this type of way before. So I had 5 missed calls after 5 o'clock on a Thursday night last week. And I was not staying in Brisbane, I was staying in Noosa, and I thought something must be wrong with Jake and something, where are the kids? It's the hospital calling me, and this is my glass half empty mentality coming out, thinking something's wrong. Anyway, I answered on the 5th call, and it's like, it goes, I'm so sorry, I just thought if I kept ringing someone would answer the phone. And I'm like, well, you are correct. And I've been tasked with an impossible task to get one of our apartments dressed by Sunday. So this is Thursday night, we've already closed. We don't operate Saturday, Sunday. So I said, we've only got tomorrow to make it work. I will have to have a look at the schedule and I have to come back to you. Now, if I'm in Brisbane, that's not a huge big deal because I can obviously come and smash it together and it'll all be fine. I am not. So am I going to overcommit our team, overextend everybody, or can we actually fit it in and make it work? So I've let him know the budget, fit with him what he was after. And the reason that he needed it done, so corporate decided it was one of these big Accor chain hotels. And I thought, I worked for Accor for quite some time, and I thought that everything would be aligned from the top and everybody would know when they're coming and it's all organized, but it doesn't work that way. So a corporate had told them that they were coming to visit and they wanted to do an inspection of one of their rooms. And they thought it would be a really great opportunity to show corporate what was possible by having a style of property. Now, I did get a brief. I got their new brand colors. I had some examples sent to me from their new fit outs of some of their gold brands that they've got. So some in Sydney, some in New South Wales. I stay at one every time I go down to Melbourne for our new season release. I actually stay in one of the sequels that have just been redone. So I am intimately understanding, have an intimate understanding of what is required. So that made everything that much easier. I also knew that I had some brand new Globe West chairs sitting in a box that were absolute perfect colors. I knew that we had a gorgeous calibrate coffee table. Everything was aligning perfectly for what we needed. So I gave Jared a call back. I said, Jared, we can make it happen. I just need to make sure we can have a loading dock and have access to lifts that can be locked off. He said, no worries. I'll CC in Sally and Sally can help you and I'll get plenty of hands for you for the day. So we made it work. We had all 5 trucks operating that day, and we actually used our 6th truck. And we rung in, we had some ring-ins for the day. So we had our media team go out and Mitch ran a truck. Emily did the install. And it was a bit of a different one. Obviously, being a hotel room, we've got the bed stayed in there. You can see it's actually the hotel linen that's on there. We've done the layers. As most hotels do, they've got some artwork that's really highlighting specific nuances of the town or the city that they're in. So you can see there are landmarks of Brisbane in a lot of the artwork. So that was all existing. Often they are done by painters or agreements with artists. So we don't touch those. We also have things like accessibility things that we need to consider. So there's no rugs that go down on the floor. There's no rugs under the bed or under the coffee table. All of those sorts of extra desks. Most hotels, when you stay in them, has a desk in the room, both rooms, and a desk in the living space, because we all like to go and stay at a hotel to work, apparently. All of those things need those boxes ticked. And then on top of it, all of the beautiful layers that we can bring. Now, a fit out in a hotel brings challenges. Those challenges generally always come down to access, and the team were amazing there. They were really, really great, but having to go through the kitchen, having to go and share the elevator access with room service. I'm sure I brought back horrible memories of the conference that we hosted 2 years ago when we had to do the same thing at Ridges. But it just makes it really difficult. Thankfully, we didn't actually have an overwhelming amount of furniture that had to go up. We used their sofa, it had to stay in the room. But you can see the rest is really, when they've said they would like to be the home away from home for people with refined taste. And I feel like we've hit the nail on the head. So it stayed in the property. I got a phone call and a text message on Monday saying, can we come and collect it Monday afternoon? To which we couldn't. So we're there this morning. Today is Wednesday. So it's been in the property for 5 days. They got exactly what they needed from it. What we're hoping comes from that is they showed corporate the potential of what the rest of the property could be. So they've got 200 rooms in their hotel. basically we had 12 hours to put together a tender, but to show them what we could do if they asked us to do a fit out for the rest of the property. We've had some phenomenal feedback. Watch this space. I will keep you updated, but it was an amazing opportunity and some great fun at the same time.
How did you approach styling knowing it was for corporate viewing, not for sale?
So same. It doesn't actually matter if it's corporate viewing or if a person was going to stay in there. It still needs to tick the same function items. Now, bottoms on seats and accessibility and space and movement around all those pieces of furniture, making sure it ticks, like obviously those desks and chairs. We needed a dining table in this suite. They asked for outdoor furniture, so we sent a whole 4-piece, but we ended up only using the 2 armchairs. All of those sorts of things are the same regardless of whether or not corporate's viewing versus a person sleeping in the bed.
If it happens that we are fitting out the rest of the hotel, how are we going to do it furniture-wise? We don't have enough. Will we style it or just fit it out?
No, so the fit out, it would be a commercial fit out package where we actually do a full fit out of the entire complex where we would be bringing in containers of furniture to make sure every room is the same, because that's one of the beauty with a brand like Sebel, where everything is the same and you know what to expect when you walk into any one of their rooms. So it wouldn't be hired furniture, it would be purchased furniture.
How often are we doing last minute jobs and why are they so
Holy
important
moly.
to make work?
We are doing so many last minute jobs at the moment. So reflective of the market, reflective of people's circumstance, reflective of how quickly everything is changing, given budgets being put through and rate changes, everything like that. So we have gone from, we've never had jobs that have extremely long lead times. That being said, we do have jobs booked in now for September, and we've got one booked in for October already. But we're finding most of our jobs at the moment are actually locking in on the week of, with quite a few of our jobs locking with only 2 days out. Now, it is entirely market related. A lot of those jobs are now coming to the market due to the end of new financial year. The new laws that were implemented in Brisbane, I think it's only Queensland, regarding tenancy laws have had a big impact on it too. We're styling a lot of units. Obviously, units are one of the only properties that are selling at the moment. So it is all market related, and a significant amount of our work is short turnaround. If you can do it, it's 100% worth doing. And it has a really, really great, your responsiveness has a significant impact on how you can grow your business. Not just down to how quickly you can do the install, but to how quickly you respond to an inbound inquiry. Jake will say this way better than I can, but the quicker you can respond to an inbound inquiry, the better the outcome. It's like, if you can respond to it within 30 seconds of it coming in, the chances of them locking in are 460 times higher. Don't know where he quoted that from, and he'll be able to give you more information, but it is worth having quick response times, get onto it quickly, set a standard, show them how it's supposed to be done, and then there's no reason for them to say no.
With the job being so last minute, was there a moment where it felt too hard or not worth it, and what made you push through?
Yes, but down to staffing. So on a Friday, we have 2 of our staff members have every Friday off. They only work Monday to Thursday. I also approved leave for 2 other staff members. And unbeknown to us, we also had 2 more people who were sick that day. So we actually were down quite a few staff. I obviously wasn't here, I was in Noosa. So it's down to whether or not we're pushing the staff too hard. So we made the decision to go ahead with it after I postponed pack-up. So the pack-up didn't have to happen, they weren't sold yet, they would have benefited from another weekend, we didn't need the furniture, and I would much rather push them, give them an extra weekend complimentary, which they're going to benefit from, and us add in an extra job. So that's where that all came from. It worked out beautifully in the end, but my biggest deciding factor as to whether or not we go ahead is how hard we're pushing the staff.
Could this open the door to other projects outside traditional real estate?
It absolutely could. Like I said, we've never been approached by Accor or any of the brands like that. It'll be interesting to see what it's like going forward. We've never had display homes either, like true display homes in display villages, like Metricon. But we have had a number of contracts now for display villages, and we've got several out on show at the moment. So things have shifted. Where we used to have things in-house, it's not in-house anymore, and people are engaging us for other reasons. So there is lots of opportunity. It'll be interesting to see what happens. So that is our 200 job opportunity in a nutshell. I look forward to letting you know whether or not it eventuates or if it was literally just for a 5-day hire. But thanks for watching as always.